everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Britt, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should, because I talk about geeky things like Power Rangers, for example. So let's talk about season 1 of Dino Fury. As most of the Ranger fans know, or all of the Ranger fans know, the rest of season 1 was all released in one shot onto Netflix, and it is also still currently airing. I think today, actually, as of filming this, was the day in which they put up the Christmas episode. And I finished it finally this week. It took me a little while to actually sit down and watch the rest of season 1, but I have now finished it and I have thoughts. So where we last left my feelings on Dino Fury was mostly just, it was really good, the acting was good, the writing was good, the storyline was good, and I am genuinely still enjoying it. Obviously, we had history being made in the second half of season 1 here with our first show canon LGBTQ character, though I do know there have been a few actors in the past that have either played their character LGBTQ or other characters that people have thought are LGBTQ. Yeah, so I am thrilled to actually officially have proper and really good representation of an LGBTQ character. I still kind of wish it could have been in the realm of Red Ranger, but any representation that is good representation, in this case the Green Ranger Izzy, fantastic. We love that for Power Rangers. I love that a couple of episodes later, we actually have Izzy calling Fawn her girlfriend, which is fantastic. They do share a cheek kiss, not a quick peck on the lips. We have had heterosexual couples kiss on the lips, like Tommy and Kimberly had kissed on the lips in earlier episodes of Power Rangers. I know Power Rangers in general have shied away from couples kissing, so any kind of physical contact is good physical contact. So that I absolutely adore. We also got to be introduced to the 6th Ranger, our Gold Ranger Ion, who is also from Rathacon, just like Zato, and I have thoughts on Ion. I feel like the writers weren't quite sure what direction they wanted to take Ion, because he seems to be kind of all over the place. In one episode, he's like, I want to be the leader. In another episode, he's, you know, putting everybody in danger because he wants to be a celebrity, essentially. Like, he wants to be treated special because he's a hero. I feel like they don't know Ion very well, and so the writing for him is really weird. The dialogue is fine. Like, I have nothing wrong with the dialogue, but the actual, like, character just seems off to me because of the fact that, like, again, they're kind of all over the place with him. They're kind of giving him one personality in one episode and then another personality in another episode. There's no real consistency with his character yet, so I'm hoping they have more consistency in season 2, but I don't know, I'm not thrilled. Like, all the other characters are very set. Like, you know, Zato is kind of this monotone character who is kind of a true leader, a born leader, right? You've got Amelia, who is very spiritual and wants to believe in the supernatural so badly. You've got Ollie, who is very into science, and he butts heads with Amelia because of it to an extent. You've got Izzy, who is an athlete, and you have Javi, who is a musician. So, like, you have these characters with very set personalities, very set likes, dislikes, and they're very consistent. Like, it's consistently that way. It's not like Javi one day is like, I'm not a musician anymore. Like, I hate music. But I feel like that's what they're doing with Ion, and it's really weird and frustrating. Now, the other issue I have with Ion, and this might just be my nitpickiness of having been an actor for as long as I have, also having directed as long as I have. When the script calls for you to yell, like actually yell. He seems very soft-spoken. Now, this can be kind of one of two things. Either one, he's not fully committing to the yell, which is what it kind of sounds like to me, or the other option, which it could theoretically be, it doesn't sound that much like it, but theoretically it could also be that he is just a soft-spoken person in general. Which then in that case, if his yell is really that soft-spoken, then he was not the right choice to play the role. Other than that, I think he's a fine actor. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a bad actor at all. It's just, young actors usually have a hard time committing to a yell. They kind of feel weird about it. They feel awkward about it. And that's pretty normal. I felt the same way. Luckily, my young acting days were spent in theater where it was a lot easier to yell. Because you're already projecting, so to speak even louder, you don't have much of a choice. However, when you're a young actor and you get put in front of the camera or in front of a microphone, that's really gonna show if you're uncomfortable yelling. And like I said, from my experience, he seems like he's not fully committing to the yell. And honestly, as a director, that would infuriate me. I would be spending extra time with him between scenes. Even in that scene where I have to, call a cut real quick and like actually do some yelling exercises with him, because there are yelling exercises you can do to kind of feel more comfortable with it. I know one of my directors in high school, he was like, okay, when you and I speak, we're only gonna yell at each other. So like it would be like quite literally, hey, how you doing today? I'm doing great. How are you? Like we would only yell at each other when we were in the theater. And so even when he was giving me stage direction, he would give other people stage direction. He would talk to them calmly. When he would give me stage direction, he would yell at me. And it really worked because the whole point is it feels awkward. It feels weird. And so if you take away that awkwardness, if you take away that weird feeling, it becomes a lot easier to commit to the yell. And so I'm hoping again, season 2, it turns out to be better. I'm hoping he actually yells. But there are times in the script where I'm like, this should have been something that he would have been like confidently yelling out or confidently like expressing, and he doesn't fully commit to it. At least that's what it seems like. Again, theoretically could be just that he's a soft-spoken person, but then he wasn't the right person for a Power Ranger role. You got to have somebody who's not soft-spoken be a Power Ranger, because there are moments in the script that call for confident yelling, and he has not yet impressed me with that. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with Ion. I was on such a high with the first half of the season because everything was so good. The acting was good. I mean, I had issues with Zato's actor to an extent, but then I realized that was just how they were writing the character, and I was better about it. I mean, I still don't love it, but it's clearly how they were writing the character, and how he's being directed. It's not his acting at all, because I've actually tried looking for other things that he's done, and he definitely doesn't act like that in other things that I've seen. I've watched his acting reel, and that's definitely not how he normally acts. So that tells me that it's a direction and or a writing thing, which again, not a big fan of. I think there's other ways they could have made him more alien, and now with Ion being the way he is, it even lessens that ability since they're from the same planet. So I don't know, like I said, I was on such a high for the first half of the season with few complaints, few criticisms, and then Ion gets introduced, and it's just, again, I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's actually a pretty good actor. He's very green, clearly, but I think he's actually a pretty good actor, and he's got a lot of growth left, but who doesn't? And he should have also known, and his agent should have also known, that if he's a soft-spoken person, this was not going to be one of his strengths. So either way, there's a problem, and it should be fixed. And I don't love it. But again, I think he's a fine actor. I think either one, he hasn't fully committed to screaming yet, to yelling, or two, he was not the right person for the role. Other than that, I think this season has been really good. I liked the way they ended it. I felt like the last episode of the season, well, the last real episode of the season, not including our Secret Santa episode, which I thought the Secret Santa episode was kind of good. I also really like that they had to be a continuation versus it being like randomly somewhere else in the season, or being kind of outside of the season. I liked that this was a continuation. Like, they had already destroyed Void Knight, or so they think, I'm sure, destroyed Void Knight. And Mucus and what's his name, you know, got out of that vortex. And so, like, I like that it was a continuation where a lot of the Christmas episodes were not. A lot of the Christmas episodes really felt like they were somewhere in the episode or somewhere in the season. The same thing with the Halloween episodes, specifically with Beast Morphers last season. Specifically, I remember that just feeling really like out of place because they were somewhere very specific in the storyline, and then they're like, oh, well, we're completely somewhere else now. So I like that it was a continuation. It was really nice. But the final episode, the season finale, the true season finale, I thought was really good. It really was one of those, like, I knew how it was obviously gonna end, but at the same time, like, I'm on the edge of my seat. So I felt like it was really done well. I think they could have upped the drama just a little bit. It would have been a really good moment for there to be some serious, like, regret and guilt and stuff that I think would have been really cool character building. I love how Ollie was completely unable to separate his civilian life to his Power Ranger life, or with his mom basically being part of it. I thought that was really great. And of course, how she finds out. I figured she'd actually figure it out as he kept slipping up. So it was kind of odd that she didn't, because she's supposed to be so smart and scientist and things. You would think that she would have the common sense, like, this guy keeps slipping up, and he described himself like Ollie would describe himself. Oh, my son must be a Power Ranger, and then having that realization she was right when he demorphed. So I liked that she got to find out here, but at the same time, I think that the way they did it could have been slightly better, but I'm nitpicking, and I know I am where that's concerned, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, the way that she did find out. I just feel like there could have been stronger writing in a different direction, but that's nitpicking. I do tend to get really nitpicky on seasons that I really do genuinely like, just because I see so much more potential. So, like, it's already so good, and then here's a place where it could be stronger. I do that with a lot of kid shows that I like to watch, where I'm like, this would have been a really cool, kind of stronger moment. Because kids shows tend to skirt past strong moments, which is pretty normal. So this is obviously no different, but I'm very much looking forward to season 2. As we know, season 2 will be released completely on Netflix. As far as I know, there has not been a release date yet, and we don't know if it'll all be released at one time like the rest of season 2, or if they're gonna do like what they did with the Joel McHale show when that was on Netflix and actually release that weekly. So it'll be interesting to find that out. Let me know in the comments below if you have heard of a release date or how they're gonna release it, because I certainly have not seen anything about that yet. But I also have not actively looked right now, so if I did miss it, it's not gonna be a surprise to me. But yeah, so let me know what you thought of the full season, the first full season of Dino Fury in the comments below. What did you think about my criticisms? Again, there's not a lot and a very nitpicky, so let me know what you thought in the comments below. I am very much looking forward to season 2. I really hope that it stays strong in season 2, because we all know what happened to the last Dino season. That season 1 was really strong and really great, and then season 2 fell apart. Granted, that was Judlin's first season back. Judlin is no longer the showrunner. We now have Simon Bennett, and so far Simon Bennett has done nothing but impress me. So I'm very much looking forward to what he has in store for us for season 2. No big epic reveals so far. I've seen rumors floating around the internet about, you know, who Void Knight really is, and who the lady is that he's trying to save, obviously the love of his life, clearly. But I've seen rumors and things, so it'll be really interesting to see if any of those rumors are true. But no big reveals at the end of season 1, so It'll be really interesting. Of course, we came off of Beast Morpher season 1 having a big reveal with his dad being Evox now. Like, obviously we had that big reveal at the end of season 1 of Beast Morphers, and that one was actually really strong as far as like edge of your seat, what's gonna happen. So this one I would say is not as good as Beast Morphers end of season 1, but I do feel as though it was also very strong in its own right. So like I said, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of season 1 of Dino Fury. Let me know in the comments below, again, if you've heard anything about a release date on Netflix yet and how they're gonna release it. I'm very curious to know that so that I can prepare myself. I do apologize, obviously I stopped doing my live streams. There were a lot of reasons why I stopped doing my live streams. I would consider starting them up again when the season is released, and we can certainly sit down every week and just talk about an episode. But as of right now, I have no plans of continuing my live streams in that fashion because they're just not being released weekly, and I tend to kind of bust through them, and I like to have them very fresh in my mind when I do them. So anyway, I do apologize that obviously those stopped. Like I said, lots of personal reasons why they did. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll kind of get an idea because I did tweet about it when I started watching this half of the season. But yeah, so if you guys have anything else you guys would like to say, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can also subscribe to my vlogging channel. I am doing Vlogmas this year. Obviously by the time you watch this, it'll be almost over, but there are tons of videos that you can watch if you miss me sometime. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it, like I said, give it a like. Subscribe to my main channel up here, my vlogging channel down here. Actually, I think that's reversed. Go ahead and click here to see how I felt about Dino Fury at the end of the first half of season 1. Click here to watch all my other Power Rangers videos, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good rest of your day, evening, whatever time it is for you. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.